We are on the air with our YouTube friends. Wow, that's awful sounding. Hello, Facebook. How is everyone? Everyone's getting on board here. I think you're going to have to tell everyone hello.
Hello.
That was awesome. I was meaning less literal.
All right. Darren Fink joined. Look at that.
I did. Isn't that amazing? I'm here.
Yay.
That's great. I am
I
here.
don't know how you wave.
I don't know. Someone else is here, though, too.
Hi, someone else.
Someone else. Go ahead. I'm going to start inviting some folks.
All right. So I'm Margie Fink.
And I'm Darren Fink, the horse sounding.
That sounds like some...
That's a weird knight name. I'm a knight.
Yeah.
Not convinced. Not convinced.
So we are transfiguring adoption. And
we're not transfiguring adoption.
We're trying to.
But we're not just us.
Right.
Okay.
But this video is being broadcast from Transfiguring Adoptions Facebook and YouTube.
This is our Monday Caregiver Check-In, everyone. And this is our Monday hour to connect with all of you foster and adoptive parents or those concerned individuals or those in the profession that want to kick back for an hour and talk about suggestions that you have, advice, or ask questions. This is an hour that we set aside just for people. Hey, Bryant, glad you could join. This is an hour that we have just for people to talk and connect. And we are not medical advice. We are not legal advice. We are not replacement advice for Jeremiah. We're not replacement advice for anything your agency or caseworker is trying to tell or work with you about. Just please don't sue us. We're just trying to give you hope and help you to get through another week and successfully parent your kiddos. So we have people joining in with us. As you can hear, I've been sick over the weekend, so my voice is slowly fading. So I'm hopefully not going to be, I'm hoping that all of you guys are going to be doing the talking. Can you explain how this works?
Yeah, I did.
Well, but we're not just,
we're facilitating. So this is all about your questions or what you want to talk about. We often start with some ideas and then we'll see where it goes from there. But like Darren said, we're hoping not to do a whole lot of talking. We want you all to do the talking and we will facilitate.
We will facilitate. But
hey, Jen.
Jen, until then, I want to know, okay, we're after Halloween. Halloween is over. I want to know what everyone did for Halloween. Like, what was the best thing? Like, what was the highlight of Halloween for you guys? What was the highlight of Halloween for you? Felicia?
It was fun exploring our new neighborhood.
That was fun.
Getting out and meeting some neighbors and that kind of thing. My night was kind of ruined. Not really ruined, but it ended on a bad note. I fell in a hole and I have road rash all on my leg and bumps and bruises, and it was not fun.
It wasn't good. It was actually quite scary.
It was really scary, especially the part where my phone fell in the sewer hole. But thankfully, like, I don't remember falling so much as I remember my phone going into the sewer. And thankfully, it was like still on the concrete just underneath, so I could reach in and get it, and it didn't like actually fall down into the sewer because I had other things in it as well. It wasn't just my phone, like there was stuff in the case, so it would have been bad.
But how was you guys' Halloween? Like, what did you guys do for Halloween? And the other thing I'm curious about is, now that Halloween is over, those of you that are watching that are in the United States, we're heading on to American Thanksgiving. So what are you looking forward to with Thanksgiving if you celebrate American Thanksgiving?
So Felicia said they added little flashlights to the toddler's Lightning McQueen costume, and it made it look like he had headlights, and it made him safer. That's so cool.
Oh, I bet it made him feel safer too. Very cool. That's awesome. Hey, and while we have people that are joining in here, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing on your Facebook page that you are watching so that we can get more folks in here to talk. Usually it takes a few people to share to get more conversation in here in our caregiver check-ins. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be fantastic. But yeah, what's everyone looking forward to for American Thanksgiving? Or what was the highlight of your Halloween? And then after we kind of talk about that for a bit, I do have a topic we can talk about. Oh, you know what the other thing is too, is I actually wanted to ask this. I totally forgot about it. Who's already listening to Christmas music? Margie, are you listening to Christmas music yet?
Partially because someone has been playing it.
Would you listen to Christmas music now if I hadn't been?
Sure.
Who's been listening to Christmas music? Is it too early for Christmas music, or is it right on time? What is your opinion on that? I want to hear opinions on that because I know you live in one of two camps. You live in the camp right now that says no Christmas till after Thanksgiving, or you live in the camp that says bring it on. Which camp do you live in? I used to live in the camp for a long time that we had to wait till after Thanksgiving, and now Halloween's over and I'm like, nah, let's go for it because we don't have any Thanksgiving songs. If we had Thanksgiving songs, I would be all about it. Like waiting, but we don't. So there I am.
Felicia says, no, it's not time for Christmas until after Thanksgiving dinner. Just looking forward to food, Thanksgiving, and adult conversation. Adult conversation. So
what is that?
I don't know. Bryant is looking forward to Thanksgiving food and way too early for Christmas music. And Felicia says, after we eat on Thanksgiving, we start putting up the Christmas decorations together. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, we live in Orlando, and so we are already seeing lots of Christmas decorations going up. So here's the thing. Jasmine and I were driving back. We had to go take some donations to Tampa on Saturday, and so I took my girl with me to have a little mommy daughter time. And on the way back, like I noticed our area of the city is starting to decorate. And there were twinkle lights. And I was like, oh, twinkles, twinkles, twinkles. And then the next morning, we were in the car, the kids and I, and they were saying on the radio that like there's this research that shows that those who decorate early are happier. So what do you think about that? I will say the twinkle lights make me very happy.
They do make me very happy too. Hey, Janice is on here.
And Janice says, I say too early. My wife says it is never too early.
I say that too. Well, okay, see, you have to understand that I grew up in a household where Christmas decorations were put as soon as Halloween was over. Christmas decorations were completely decked out and everything was up right after. So I'm not ready to say that Christmas is full on yet, but I think Christmas music can be played right now.
So Felicia says, oh my goodness, I saw the same thing. Was just about to mention that. I considered going ahead and putting up decorations and even brought a box up from the basement, but then took it right back down. So we were actually considering, because we have like fall stuff, and then we had the specifically Halloween type stuff, and then like just fall. So we kind of took the Halloween stuff out and like traded it out for the stuff that's solely fall. But we're not going to be at home on Thanksgiving, and so we were like, do we just go ahead and decorate for Christmas? Because then after Thanksgiving, it's all ready to go.
That's all ready to go. We're ready to go. All right.
I don't know.
Well, we still have folks that are joining us and coming in.
Sorry.
If you guys can go ahead and you can share on Facebook that you're watching so we can get more folks in here. I know there are some folks that they join because they see that you guys have posted on your Facebook wall, and they need that reminder every Monday. That'd be great if you guys could do that. Again, I'm going to try to talk because I'm going to rely on you guys to comment and everything. Is everyone doing okay? Has everyone start hitting the heart button if you've had a good week so far, and hit the laugh button if it's been a rough week. Hit the laugh button if it's been a rough week. Or the heart button if it's been a great week. I want to see what you guys how you're doing out there. But share on social media that you are watching this. Woo, I'm seeing a good mix. Way to go, guys. All right. Fantastic. Everyone is out there. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Here's what I want to talk about. As you can tell, I've been under the weather this past weekend. I'm going to be good. Hey, Christina. I'm going to be good to keep my voice through this. And I work part-time as an English teacher, so I have to keep my voice. So this is going to be interesting.
So was laugh rough week?
The laugh was rough week. Yeah. There's been a lot of I saw a lot of laugh.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
So when you guys, so there are a lot of times where in foster adoptive families, the kids outnumber us. So you know the question, can you ask it?
Okay, so Darren is wondering, what do you guys do?
Well, I think we're both wondering.
Yeah, because I think I gave it to him. Sorry,
the sickness.
I started this whole thing. I'm going on like 2 weeks of I'm like not quite. I'm still feeling kind of yucky. I don't sound like that though. But I sure do wish I was asleep. So what do y'all do when the kids outnumber you and you are sick?
And we're talking you're sick,
and the kids are not sick.
And we're talking your significant other or your partner or whoever's helping you with the kids, if any. If you're not a single parent, basically all the caregivers in the household. What do you do?
They're down.
All down. They're all sick, and the kids are all very much kicking and alive and healthy. What do you guys do during those times?
Suffer. I just said suffer.
That's funny.
I remember one time, all the kids were at school. I was super, super sick. Dalton was still a toddler, and he was the only one still at home. And I remember like turning on the TV and laying down on the couch and setting him on my stomach so that I could just lay there, and like I knew if he moved. But I could almost I couldn't like fully pass out, but I could just like lay there and close my eyes and feel red.
Okay. I want to do another button hit. So hit the love button, the heart button. If you think the normal rules don't apply, the normal household rules don't apply when all the caregivers are sick. And hit the thumbs up button if you think, no way, we stick by the rules. Like all the rules apply. And I'm talking like we eat the same, like we eat healthy foods. We're doing, I don't know, like we're not doing as much TV time and all that. Or like hit the heart button if you think, nah, all that goes out the window when you're sick. I'm getting so many emoticons. It's so fun. The ones I didn't even name too. That's the great part. It's like it's like emotions coming everywhere. This is great. Yeah. So hey, Logan, glad to see you. So the question is when Logan just joined in here, we have some other people just joining in. So when all the caregivers, as you guys can tell, my voice is hoarse. I've been sick. When all the caregivers in your house are sick, what do you do? Like what do you do when all the kids, because we normally as foster adoptive families, we have more kids in our house than we do caregivers. What do you do when you're sick and the kids aren't? Like what's your strategy? What are suggestions, advice? What should you do?
So Christina says segregate them and allow electronics in room when we wouldn't normally. We have 6, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was even joking. What was I telling you this morning? Like
something about candy for dinner or something.
What? No. No. It was like that. It's totally like movie marathon. Like it's time to have a movie marathon day.
Oh, you did. You said movie marathon, and then you said something for dinner. You said candy and junk or something for dinner. I don't know.
No, it was. It wasn't all candy. It was like.
So Denise says, as long as no one is screaming or hurt, it's basically free for all for the big kids, within reason.
Yes, it is.
And Felicia says, I try to stick to it, but if I'm really bad, which knock on wood, I have not been in a few years, then so long as no one hurt each other, then I don't care what happens. Worst case scenario, my husband has to come home from work.
But we're talking, he's sick too.
Yeah.
There's no husband coming home because he's already homesick in bed with you. Well, let's clarify that one. Like, this is like, what do you do when Armageddon hits your house? Like, I think it's like you open up, like, if someone can pop popcorn and, like, there's cereal in the house, you have, like, a free-for-all reign on cereal and popcorn and chips and anything that goes in mouths and keeps little people quiet and keeps them in a spot. And you watch whatever movies that like keep people still in one place that they always want to watch, but you're like, no, I refuse to watch that again. But you just want to pass out, so you don't care. I think that's like, I would never let kids eat cereal all day long or stuff like that. But as long as they're in one piece and they're right there, it's on.
Felicia says, oh, but if he's down too, then I suffer because he is the worst when sick. I think there's a general consensus a lot of times that.
Hey, Andrea, that when the men are sick.
When the men are sick, it's bad.
Was it bad this last weekend?
I don't know. I was kind of on a lot of it.
That's awesome. Our kids, to be fair, it isn't as bad anymore because our kids are older.
Yeah.
And so, like, I did feel bad that, like, our youngest wanted to, like, hang out with us and do stuff. And I'm like, no, man, I'm sick. I can't play board games. I can't do that. He wanted me to go play basketball. He ended up having to go down to the basketball courts and play by himself, which I normally wouldn't go anyways because I don't like basketball. But it was just, everything was like, no, I can't do it. I'm sick. But what are some other advice you guys have for, like, when both parents, or if you're a single parent, when you're completely down sick, what do you do? What do you do if there are young toddlers in the house? We've had that before, where there have been toddlers that, well, you were just saying about it. Mm-hmm. Like what, because there's some new people watching now.
Yeah, I was saying when I had a toddler at home, and everybody else was at school, but I was super, super sick. I just put on like TV show that I knew he would listen to and watch, and like lay down on the couch and set him on my stomach so that if he moved, I knew. But yet at the same time I could rest, and like as long as he didn't get up. And it was like a rare occasion where he was actually kind of
yeah, like around. Really, for seriously. What's Felicia saying?
Felicia says, it is outrageous. He can have a head cold and acts like he's in more discomfort than anyone else who has ever had a head cold. With young toddlers, I just lay down on the floor and let them crawl all over me so I still feel that they're safe, but I get to rest. LOL. Yeah, felt like what I was saying. Just laying there and they're on you so you know that they're safe.
See, I think that's the one.
When you can't feel them anymore, then you know that there's trouble.
Hey, Lindsay, glad you're on here.
Janice says, put all the snacks and drinks on low shelves.
Oh, yes. My goodness, yes. And it's like, I feel like, I know this is wrong, but I feel like it's these times that we make it, like we don't let kids eat sweets all the time, and we don't let them watch TV all the time and play video games all the time, because then when I do get sick, I can say, run free, minions. And they're like, really? And they're so excited they get to do it. They don't care that I'm over in the corner dying.
Felicia says, our 2.5-year-old will not watch TV. Not even kidding. We try to make him. Dalton wouldn't watch TV too. We got him at 22 months, and he was probably, I don't know, for a good year still, he still didn't really watch TV.
Hey,
he didn't play with toys either. He didn't play with toys, didn't watch TV.
No, and that can make it more difficult because when both of you are sick, you don't want to entertain a toddler.
Yeah.
Because you're done. Like you're in it, and they want to be engaged and done and everything else, and you're like, I just want to lay my head down and close my eyes and pretend like I'm not conscious. And they want you to be conscious. So yeah, so I'm curious more, like what do you guys do? Like some of you guys have little ones. Like what do you do when you have a toddler or a baby and both of you are sick? Again, probably statistics say you don't just have one toddler in the house. As a foster adoptive family, you probably have several toddlers in the house, or you have multiple kids in the house. The other one I'm curious about too is, so I know that there are probably several of us that have safety plans or have older kids that can't be left alone. What do you do then? Because you're both of you are guards on duty, and you can't fall asleep and pass out because one of you's got to have an eye open.
Well, I think like Christina said, segregate. You put people in zones and you kind of lay between the zones.
You know, I'm almost having like this. I'm having this picture of like if Margie and I were like sick, like we have our backs to each other, like when they did in like the army like movies, and like they sit there staying awake and just have your back to each other and you keep each other awake and you're just watching like behind. Like, do you like take turns falling asleep? Like you had your hour, now let me have mine.
I think we've done that. Felicia says, if all of the stars align, there may be opportunity for my sister or brother-in-law to take one or all of the children.
Ooh,
and Christina says, video cameras and decide who is the most sick.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know if that's, that would be rough to do.
Yeah, it just depends. It's when you just hope that like you're not at the same spot in the.
Oh man. I
know like we haven't, like this time around, I don't think we've run fevers at the same time or been like extremely sick at the same time.
I think we've been pretty fortunate because all the kids, when we've had those situations, we've not had that situation when we've had kids that weren't empathetic in the house. Every time that we've had that situation, we've had kids that are empathetic toward us. And so they really, like we still have had situations where we don't feel like we can be off guard duty, but we at least know that they're empathetic toward us feeling bad. And so we know they're not going to like mutiny while we're asleep.
So Logan says you make sure you have married someone with an exceptional immune system.
Did you?
I did. This doesn't usually happen.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this usually doesn't get sick. I was like, this doesn't. This usually doesn't get sick.
No, he does have a pretty exceptional immune system. But like I said, I've been struggling with whatever this is for the last like 2 weeks, and I gave it to him, and it seems to just be really nasty.
No, it is. It really is. I mean, I think it's empathetic, apathetic, right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think they're one and the same sometimes with kiddos.
Although I was thinking about it today, sometimes like they have those little shining moments, like when you are really sick, like all of a sudden you're like, oh, they really do care. Like all of a sudden
it only took me
like,
dying. It took me on my deathbed for you to care, but you care now. Janice says, here, I'll let you read it.
That's what I was just thinking too, Felicia. We are lucky. Neither of us hardly ever get sick, and only once at the same time, pre-kids.
Nice. Hey, Allison.
Felicia said there's actually some kind of vomiting thing going around here. My niece has had it, and so did both of my sons, but so far no adults have had it. That's good. Like, I don't do vomit. I'm really, really, really
okay. And let me just say this about that. Let me just say this about that. And I don't want to rabbit trail us. We are not going to rabbit trail on this. But have you noticed that foster adoptive parents we can talk about bodily fluids more than normal parents can. Like, we could start talking about any bodily fluid right now, like it was just a normal everyday thing. We are like old 80-year-old people talking about our medication and our bowel movements.
Logan said is often when mom is so sick that the kids turn into caregivers for her. Yeah, that's what I feel like. The kids like sometimes get like really, really sweet when mom is down for the count.
Although,
talking about the kids vomiting thing, like I don't know what it is. Like we like somehow have really lucked out. Like our kids, I can still probably count on one hand maybe the number in the last decade, having parented 9 kids, the vomit incidents.
okay, so I'm gonna do another emoticon thing here, you guys. So let's hit the happy face. Hit the laughing face if you think your kids would actually care if you like just rolled over and like died. Like, would that bring out the empathy in your kids? Or let's hit the thumbs up button if they would actually like be like, if like their caring nature comes out, the sicker you get. So the laughing here, I think I said that wrong. The laughing face, if they don't care, there's no empathy. If as you get sick and just like roll over and die, or hit the thumbs up button for if they would actually like they get empathetic the more that you get sick.
Okay, so Felicia said 12 years of residential, I can do vomit and feces, but without an issue as long as I'm not pregnant, because when I was pregnant, I couldn't even change a diaper.
Look at all those. That's awesome, you guys. I love the participation. It's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I can do some more stuff now since I've become a parent just because I've had to. We are not going to rabbit trail on this because I'm about to tell stories. We're not going to rabbit trail on this. So has anyone ever had an issue where you needed to go to the doctor and you were the sick one and you had to take a bunch of you had to take a bunch of healthy children with you to the doctor and you were about just dead at the doctor?
Like when we lived out in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and I had the flu, I was so crazy sick. And it was spring break, so all the kids were home. And Cody broke his toe, like broke his toe. And I had to take all 4 of them, like on a 45-minute one-way to the hospital, to the ER. It was bad. So Felicia says, my current 2 are too little, and I feel like they would probably just scream at me louder. And Christina says, it really depends on the day and the kid. Yeah, it like our kids can be so different on different days. Denise says, ours are 4 and 1. They won't notice and just be more needy. Yeah, sometimes, do you notice that happens too? Like sometimes, like when you are like the least able, like they become the most needy.
It's like they know.
Or like if you're super stressed, they get more like, it's like they feed off.
Yeah, explain that to me. Why does that happen? Make something up, make it sound good.
Well, I know like with stress and stuff, like it's like they sense it. And so I think like they feel less secure and so they get more needy.
That was good.
Ish, I think.
You've been good until you put on ish. It's true. Ish, I think. Hey, Annabelle. So yeah.
I feel like I missed a comment. I saw something go up on yours.
You did?
But you didn't on mine.
I saw projectile bowel movements.
Mine's. Yeah, Denise says, yeah, they feed off our energy. Felicia says, so our toddler was diagnosed as a highly sensitive child and he escalates at the slightest bit of elevated stress in the house. Yeah, we have one, like, the more stressed we are, it's like if we're really, like, there was a time a few weeks ago that the website kept going down. Oh. And the more the website went down, this child was more like, more keyed up and more like needing constant interaction. It was like,
Mommy
hold
and Daddy are trying to
on, like
nail
the
something
website
now.
is down. We got to fix this.
We're trying to fix something right now. Go do something else.
Yeah. Logan says psychological osmosis.
That is so cool. That sounds like a superhero name. Psychological osmosis.
Yeah, Felicia says he gets so dysregulated he cannot control himself.
I feel like we almost need, I feel like these are like emergency like kits that we need for like these situations. Like mom and dad are both down, like push the red button. Like
so what would be in the emergency kit? So what is in the mom and dad or mom or dad or like, you know, the caregivers are down for the count.
Cereal.
What's in the emergency kit?
Lots of Lucky Charms.
Cereal.
Lots of Lucky Charms.
I say like sensory toys and like games that like they've never seen before. Because it's novel, it's new.
You do realize that when we talk about things like this, it makes it seem like, you know, like how they have parakeets and they tell you to switch out the toys every once in a while or else the parakeet will start to pick at its feathers and molt itself. It's making our kids sound like parakeets. What?
I'm still sick and tired, like it took a while to process. Sorry.
Oh, I'm like, what are you laughing at? Hey, everyone else is laughing at it now. You like fit in with the lag. Like your brain is like fit in with the lag on here. That's great. Felicia says that we need a foster parent daycare center. I totally agree with that. Every city should have one. And you can just like look like a zombie, drop them off and go, take. Sick.
I think that's for us.
Yes.
Well, see, we need like a center for us. So where we go and like we interact with people our own age and have.
But I want to be sick in my house in my pajamas.
I'm not talking about when I'm sick.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about now. That's what you're talking about with the care kit.
Yeah.
What are you having in the care kit? You wanted the parakeet toys.
So Felicia says, yeah, someone should buy a house and just operate an in-home daycare out of that for the foster parent population in the area. It could be scheduled for urgent need basis. Yes.
Okay. And then the more we talk about this, I'm sorry, Felicia, but when we talk about a parent having to go there, like it's like a quarantine situation. So now I'm getting like these apocalyptic movies in my head where like you go in there and they strip you and they like wash you down with like the power washers and they have to scrub you down. Like the scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, they take all of them and they like close them down and quarantine them and then they throw them in the prison cell. Like it's going to be like that. Hi, I'm a parent, I'm sick. And then they like power wash you down, toss you in a cell and say,
okay, I don't know where you went. Okay, so Logan says toys they don't normally get, like Bop It and Simon.
I can think of as Bop It. I can just think of the kids that would have Bop It and they'd be like, Bop It, Bop It.
Oh, Jenny says with pickup, yes. So like they come and they pick up the kids and take them to that center.
Oh, okay, well, I'm okay. Yeah.
Then you don't have to move.
I don't want to move. No. I don't want to move right now. In fact, does anyone want to teach some classes tomorrow morning? And still let me get paid? No, I could be down with that. I don't like the power washing idea.
Yeah.
You didn't see that scene?
I'm just totally blanking on this.
Like she's saying, I was thinking you had to go, the parent had to go there. And so it just sounded like when you go somewhere for quarantine, and on all the movies, when someone's quarantined, they have to be power washed down so that they don't infect other people. And but we didn't have a trail on. We're talking about people being, we're talking about the kits still. So we have cereals, we have Bop It.
Logan says, dude, Christina goes on full quarantine mode anytime anyone is sick so it doesn't spread.
Oh, that's what you would have in there, Lysol. You would have Lysol in the kit. So we have, let's review. We have cereal, we have Bop It, and we have Lysol. This is very much a hodgepodge.
No, because like I'm seeing the kit as something you just throw at the kids.
Well, Bop It would definitely get thrown.
No, but like you don't give the Lysol bottle to the kids. That could be really bad.
Oh,
Logan is going for bypassing the power wash. Felicia says, think of all the services that we could offer. We can provide meals, childcare, possibilities are endless. Yes, I'm down with this idea.
Now we just need funding.
Yeah.
And I need a voice. I just don't feel like people are getting the cereal thing. Cereal is the key in this whole thing. It keeps the kids alive. They have things to stick up their nose. Because what else are they going to do?
I just had a thought.
I feel like the Bop is just all you need. It's true. I feel like a Bop. Maybe Bop It is for the parents. Maybe they take Bop It and just knock us out. And then if anything happens, we can just say, sorry, officer, they like totally knocked me out cold. Like, what was I supposed to do? I like that idea. Just have the kids knock you out cold. Did we mention all the small print at the beginning here? This is not medical or legal or...
Christina says to let them use the Lysol as mouthwash. Again, not medical or legal.
Not medical or legal advice or actually suggesting that you do any of this. We have gone into snarky phase. I do feel like you do need to have...
Denise says, skip the cereal and just put in a bag of the Lucky Charm marshmallows. Because you know that's the only thing good in that box.
Well, it's all they're going to eat anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not on duty, it's all it's going to be anyways. I mean, nothing matters anymore once you're sick, right? I mean, really?
Logan says you are exceptionally funny when you're sick.
This is as funny as it's
It's kind of like the inhibition goes away.
It does. The inhibition's totally gone. I'm not even sure what to talk about anymore.
Yeah.
My brain is fried. It's baked. But yeah, I feel like... Oh, you know what the other thing I feel like? Because I feel like once you get it, the kids might eventually get it. Is I feel like you should always have a good storehouse of drugs. Like legal, over the counter.
Okay, so Felicia says, no, definitely do not separate the marshmallows from the cereal for them. If it still takes a longer and gives you more downtime.
Yes, I like that.
And Christina says, I feel like maybe this is comedy hour night. LOL, are you too medicated? No. No medication.
We're so mad, actually.
Mixed, yes.
But, well, you know, what's funny is we were having fun. We were laughing about this ahead of time, too. I think it's just a funny topic because you're so in survival mode. Like, there's that, I mean, anything goes right now because you're in survival mode. Like, and I remember, like, and again, it's so different for us now because our kids are older. But when they were little, like, you really had to worry about people getting into some things. And, like you couldn't feel like you could just pass out like I can, like, when I'm sick now. But, yeah, it's good times. Like, I just feel like you're in survival mode. So everything's funny, like, after the fact. Because it's such a miserable state to be in. But I always felt like we run out of medications. Like
maybe you should be medicated.
I probably need to do something.
Yeah, I have cordyceps.
But that's my thing, is like, it seems like we never have children's aspirin.
Felicia says when they're little, every day is survival mode.
It's true, every day is survival mode.
But when they're bigger, every day is survival mode too.
There's a little bit something. It's like in the animal kingdom when they can tell that you're injured and you like try to pretend like you're not injured and you just like, keep going. You're like, no, they sense fear and they sense injury. And you just get to that point where you're like, I can't fake it anymore. And they just look at you and they just want to like pounce.
So the level of sleep deprivation that you have to operate at.
There is that for sure. I think so. Especially if you have a kiddo that won't go down to sleep. I used to beg for naps. I just wanted people to take naps so I could sleep.
You know, we've never had a baby.
Mm-mm.
And I'm fully convinced that it's because, yeah, I don't do well with like extreme amounts of sleep deprivation. Dalton was kind of what had apnea and a lot of stuff, and it was kind of like having a newborn for a while. But Felicia says, I truly hate my younger self complaining about lack of sleep from work because I just sit here and laugh at my younger self now. Yes. We always talk about like just, and not just that, like the, always like when we were in college, you know, everyone was like, oh, we're so busy. And we look at like younger people now, like, and they're like, we're so busy. And it's like,
oh, you're not busy. Actually, it's funny because my voice is totally gone now. We laugh at people that are trying to start a business and they have a family and they're talking about working. They're like really trying to make it so that they're just working 9 to 5 or like working like, and we're like, you have a family and you're trying to start a business and you're only going to do 9 to 5. I don't know how to do that.
Felicia says, I remember truly feeling stressed and overwhelmed and busy, and now I look back and I feel like I had so much free time. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, what do they say? Youth is wasted on the young? Or what do they say? There's a saying. Youth is wasted on the young. I don't know. My voice is about comedy. The comedy will stop.
Yeah. That's the comedy right there.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Nobody's talking. We need more. Anybody have something they want to talk about?
That's funny. Well, it is. We are getting close to the 15-minute till mark. So normally I would tell us that we need to start wrapping up here after a while, especially because I can barely talk. If you guys have any last minute thoughts, I would love to know too, what would you guys tell? Because we actually get surprised because we go to different conventions. Margie went to a convention. She had someone out in Nevada say, hey, we use your videos for training. Or like, not these caregiver check-ins, but we're just surprised, like the different things that people use things for. Or they watch, or they read. Sonny, what would you tell a new foster parent to do to prepare for like when they're sick and their spouse or significant other is down for the count? Like what are the last minute, like, or even just hey, I would tell my younger self this. I'm interested in that. And while you guys are doing that, I will say, we are still, just so you know, Transfiguring Adoption. We are, whoa, you are. Transfiguring Adoption is still going on with its first ever Chris Rankin Award for Best Foster or Best Adoptive Parent. We still have that going on. We have 3 great finalists. We're trying to take the time out to honor everyone that was nominated. We're taking turns with that. We have some great stories, some great parents. Definitely take a look at our finalists, and please help us spread the word to get other people to vote. Not only do the donations for this award help us to fund and keep Transfiguring Adoption going, but it's going to help pay for us to get the award shipped and everything out to the person that wins the first award, and just encourage them and honor them. Because you guys know, as foster and adoptive parents, we don't always, our hard work and different things that we do doesn't always get noticed. And that's what this contest is about, is not just noticing one person, but acknowledging just the hard work in different situations go on.
So Felicia says, I still have no solution aside from suffer, LOL. And Logan says, definitely watch tonight's video and plan on how to deal with incoherence. And Christina says, have a good support system. Maybe a tote of toys and movies they don't usually get to use. Our kids like Color Wonder. Oh, I remember the days of Color Wonder. Yes.
Color Wonder was great.
Yes. I remember discovering Color Wonder and finding like it was just so fabulous because nothing got ruined.
It was really fantastic. What else do we have coming up at Transfiguring Adoption?
Yeah.
We have our thinking of drive going on.
Mm-hmm. Felicia says, we just discovered Color Wonder. It's so much more preferable to permanent markers. Yes. Okay. So, everybody do a thumbs up if you've seen the trailers for the new movie Instant Family, which I absolutely cannot wait to watch. But I just saw a new one like yesterday, I think it was, that I hadn't seen yet. But yeah, permanent markers, good stuff.
And I'll let you guys know what I think. I actually got my youngest son and I are going to get to go to a special screening of the Grinch movie. I'm excited to see that tomorrow or Wednesday. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Free tickets.
Free tickets.
We can only score 2, which meant 4 of us got voted off the
actually,
island.
if you guys don't know, one cool thing, if you want to have like a special time with one of your kids, is if you go on Google, you can Google the different movie, I want to say movie stations, not movie, like Universal and Warner Brothers studios, the different studios. So do like Warner Brothers screenings, Universal screenings, and most of them have set up a website for advanced screenings where you can set up a web or an email to let you know when there's a screening coming to your zip code, and you get notified to try to get free tickets for screenings. Really cool. It's a free way to see a movie and see it before everyone else. What's so funny? What?
So Felicia says the toddler recently discovered top can. We have a home inspection tomorrow, and most of my living room is covered in blue chalk. Okay, so I wrote home studies before, and I would find that funny.
That is very funny. Well, hey, you guys. Please let us know. I just got a message on my computer from Carrie Goldman. Carrie Goldman is an author from Chicago. She has written 2 books that are a series called Jazzy's Quest. And we mentioned them before. They are for older elementary or middle school children. Jazzy is a character in the book. She is an African-American girl who is adopted by a Caucasian family. So it's great because you have the different cultural issues happening in there, as well as her being adopted. And she has friends that are in foster care. She has different friends with disabilities at her school. It's just a great way. Both books tell a great story first, and the fact that people are adopted and in foster care are just an additive to making things more normal for our kids. But they're both great books. You can definitely go check on our website at Transfiguring Adoption. Search Jazzy's Quest, and you'll find those 2 books reviewed on there. But Carrie Goldman is going to be with us next week on the check-in to talk with us about her books and just to talk with you guys about any questions you have. So definitely be bringing questions for her. She's a great author. So I hope you can come next time, spread the word. Again, the Chris Rankin Award for the Best Adoptive Parent is going to be going on through most of November. please spread the word and vote if you are able to. Again, all of it helps us to encourage foster and adoptive parents and helps us to just keep Transfiguring Adoption running. It's just a really great opportunity, you guys, to encourage people and to keep this stuff like this going. I know it seems like Facebook is free, but we actually have to do some different things with like keeping track of things on our website and different things like that, and the website costs money. So it does cost us to be able to do the caregiver check-in. I think that's about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So Christina and Logan said they never get date night, but they have planned way ahead to go with another foster family to see the Instant Family movie.
That would be fun. So much fun. I think you'll enjoy it with another foster family.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. Please put in the comments anything that you want us to talk about with Carrie Goldman next week. Again, she will be, she's an author who's written Jazzy's Quest, and she will be with us next week. Again, Chris Rankin Award, please visit our website at transfiguringadoption.com and vote and contribute to that, please. And I think that's it. Yeah. We're heading in toward the holidays, you guys.
Love the first daddy scene. Yes. From the trailer of Instant Family, where the little girl calls him daddy for the first time. That is so...
It's good times. Well, thank you so much, you guys. We hope we're helping you to nurture and grow your foster and adoptive family. We will see you next week at the same time. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys are making a huge impact, more than you know. Appreciate you so much.
Seeing us does feel better.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I do too.